Welcome, everyone. I'm Aaron Gillette, broadcasting live from Blocks Digital Studios. We're thrilled to have you here for today's webinar, Unlock Subscriber Potential, Turn Payment Challenges into Revenue Wins. If you're looking for ways to grow your digital subscription program, you're in the right place. Involuntary churn and sluggish acquisition may be quietly draining your subscriber base and revenues, but fear not. We're here to help you turn those challenges into opportunities. I'm excited to introduce our expert presenter, Bridget Sibthorp-Moecker, Director of Audience at Blocks Digital. Bridget brings a wealth of knowledge and experience in subscription strategy and audience growth, and she's here to share actionable insights that can revolutionize your subscription model. During this session, we'll explore innovative strategies to boost new starts, retain more subscribers, and make the most of the latest cutting-edge tools and technology from Blocks Digital. Get ready for an engaging and enlightening discussion that will equip you with the tools you need to significantly reduce churn, grow new starts, and boost revenue. Without further ado, let's welcome Bridget Sibthorp-Moecker. Take it away, Bridget.
Thanks, Aaron, and awesome job pronouncing my name. Hi, folks. I am broadcasting live from my house, not in the cool new studio. You might hear my dog bark, but we'll try to keep that to a minimum. So excited to have you all here today. Really excited to help you make some money. That's what we're here for, right? So we're going to talk about some ways to kickstart your subscription program to really give it a shot in the arm and to get everything back growing. So the reason we're having this webinar today is out in the industry, and even some of our Blocks partners are saying, how do I get past this plateau? You know, I'm having trouble growing subscriptions or really getting to the pace that I want to grow. And that's really what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to segment this into three pieces. So we've got boosting new subscriptions. One key part of growing your overall subscription platform or your program is to get new subscribers through the funnel and paying, right? That can be a challenge. And so we're going to talk about some acquisition strategies you can use to get growing again. Another big piece of this is retention, right? Saving more subscribers is really, really critical to your bottom line. This is something that if you followed us in the last year, Blocks has really invested a lot of time and energy into helping you retain more subscribers. So we're going to talk about some really tactical and practical ways that can help you reduce churn, improve your retention, and improve your revenue. And then finally, we're going to talk about the newest audiences that come with Blocks Audience Plus and how we can help you throughout the entire life cycle to really engage current subscribers as well as get new subscribers through the funnel. Then, of course, we're going to have a Q&A at the end. So really encourage you to use the chat function, ask us questions, happy to answer those. Really excited to hear from you. So let's get into it by starting with, let's look at the lay of the land here for a second. Let's look at the subscription industry, maybe not even just the news industry, but the subscription industry. So we hear a lot of folks talking about getting to a plateau or getting to a place where we're not growing as fast as we like. And this isn't just news. This is Netflix. This is any subscription business out there. You can hit plateaus. But if we look at just news, Reuters put out a really interesting study and article about journalism and subscriptions predictions for 2024. The interesting thing is that 80% of the 300 publishers in this study said subscriptions are a vital revenue stream. Now that's interesting, but maybe not surprising, right? It's a huge piece of everybody's bottom line right now. But the thing that was surprising to me is that only 30% of those folks said that digital subscriptions were up a lot in 2023. So just thinking about this conversely, 70% of these folks said that subscriptions are either up a little bit or they're flat or they're actually declining. And if this is a really, really key, important part of your revenue strategy and your long-term digital transformation, that's not good, right? We really need to kick it into high gear. We need to grow faster in order to have that be a bigger part of your regular revenue, right? So I'd encourage you to read this study, by the way. It's really, really good. So let's talk about why is it so hard to grow subscriptions or digital subscriptions? Why is this so challenging? I mean, those of us that have been in the business a really long time, you know that it's acquisition, it's retention, it's all of these different things, whether it's in print or in digital, where we're really focused right now. So some of those things could be sluggish growth in new starts. So you've got to get enough users paying and getting past that payment hump to add to those units in order to grow that revenue, right? The old circulation adage was, do you want revenue growth or do you want unit growth? And it's like, yes, we want both. But you've got to get that credit card and you've got to get them paying in order to get both units and revenue. So if your paywall is a little outdated, if it hasn't been freshened up in a while, if there's too many choices, there's lots of factors that could inhibit the new start growth. And so we're going to talk about that, number one. Number two, why is growing subscriptions challenging? One of the biggest problems is churn. High subscriber churn is a silent killer for your subscription program. If you're not watching it closely, if you're not monitoring your stops, you may be getting more stops than starts, which just eats away at your active subscriber base. So this is a really big problem for a lot of publishers right now and a lot of subscription businesses, even the Netflix and the Hulus of the world. So this is a place where, again, Blocks has put a lot of focus and energy to help you retain more subscribers. So we're going to talk a lot about that, how to track churn, how to monitor it, and how to mitigate it. And then another big piece, another big challenge in subscriber growth is your experiences online. If you have an older legacy type of paywall that's the same for everybody, or if you're not fully utilizing Audience Plus to personalize it to each user, then you're really missing out on the full lifecycle capabilities that we have. The best thing about Audience Plus, or one of the best things, is that you can speak directly to each user and to their situation. That's how you get more conversions or get them to do the thing that you want them to do. And that's how you get more success in your subscription business. So, of course, there's a lot of other challenges. I'm focused on this three because they're the big three, and there's three big pieces that we can really help you with here. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to start with acquisition. What do we do if your new start growth is slowing down? Or maybe you have fewer new starts than you have stops. That's a problem that's going to eat away at your total active subscriber base. So if you've watched some of our other videos, we have lots of great best practices on how to make the most out of your acquisition strategy with Audience Plus. A big one, of course, is your payment path using that one-page purchase. But what you might not know is we recently released a brand new paywall design. Now, not only is it modern, contemporary, not only is it sharp looking and a really nice update, but it works better. We actually did a test on a couple of sites. We put this new design live and we tested it compared to our sort of default that we developed in 2021. And this new design performs 40% better in conversions. Maybe more importantly, almost 300% more people moved through the funnel. And that is, they clicked this first button on the paywall and got to the payment page. So this is a really, really critical design change. You'll notice it looks different. It pops up from the bottom. That's why we call it a toast. And let me tell you, folks, it is a really easy switch, and it is free if you're already on Audience Plus. It is literally a checkbox to go to this new design. So we really, really recommend that you use this. This is our default now for anybody new coming onto the platform. Now, I will say, for absolute best results, you want to take a look at our best practices. So you'll notice when this pops up, there's a little image. You'll notice that there's one offer. Those are really critical. And the reason we know those work is not only because we tested it, is because we developed this with the Google News Initiative, who, of course, they look at hundreds of news sites throughout the world, and they helped us to develop this newer design. So you can take advantage of all of that work and be in alignment with the Google News Initiative best practices just by making a few tweaks and upgrading to this new design. Again, if you're already on Audience Plus, this is free, and this is a pretty easy checkbox to upgrade. So we definitely recommend it. You could boost your new subscriptions instantly. And just in case you're wondering, it also comes with a nice new template for landing pages. You don't have to make any changes if you're already using our landing pages. These were upgraded automatically, but you may want to add a couple of things in here like the image, tweak your design by just tweaking the messaging here. So there's a lot of really good best practices on this, really easy changes, and that can really increase your new starts. So you'll notice here on these landing pages that we have 3 options. Again, best practice is 1 on the paywall. If you'd like to do a combo paywall and registration wall and have 2, that totally makes sense. I would just stay away from 3 because that paradox of choice on the wall really inhibits your conversion rate. On the landing page like this, 3 is the perfect number. If you're on Audience Plus, you can have multiple of these landing pages. Blocks Audience customers will need to upgrade. You only get 1 with Blocks Audience. So we talked a lot about acquisition, and so there's a lot to think about there, but that's an easy change, and that's an easy, quick win for you if you're looking to grow your new starts. Let's talk a little bit about churn. Now, churn is tougher, but this is really, really important because this could be the single biggest thing that's inhibiting your growth. So I hope you enjoy this lovely AI-generated image of a bucket. I think it's a really good image of what we're thinking about here. You're pouring all of this work, this time and effort into acquiring new subscribers and growing your subscriber base in your bucket. But if you've got holes in that bucket, churn, then you're leaking out your profits, right? And if this isn't something you're watching closely, then you may not even realize how bad the churn is and how bad that's eating away at your growth. It could be undercutting your revenue by 10%. On average, it just depends on your volume, how long your site has been on Blocks or on Audience Plus, and the volume of your new starts compared to your actives. So there's a lot that goes into this, but let's start simple by just talking about what churn is and how to calculate it. So churn is the proportion of lost subscribers to your total active subscriber base. There's lots of different ways to calculate this, but we're going to keep it simple here. You can get the number of lost subscribers in Block subscription, as well as the total subscribers or the active number. We've got a whole help documentation on exactly where to find these things, so we can share that, or it's on the help site, so you can look that up right now. So the reason we want to talk about the calculation is that's what we're going to talk about specifically when we're comparing churn numbers. So the thing to remember is the lower the churn, the better, of course. If you look at general statistics for subscription programs, not just news, but even streaming services and things, churn, they say average is generally 6 to 8%. So you could be losing 6 to 8% of your subscribers each month, which may not sound like a lot, but if they're paying monthly or even if they're paying annually, that's a lot of revenue lost over the lifetime of that subscription. 6 to 8% is about the Blocks average, but there's a lot of ways to mitigate that. We're going to talk about that in a second. I want to talk about kind of a major distinction, though, when we're talking about churn. Part of that churn is involuntary and part of it's voluntary. So we define that pretty simply as involuntary being that people didn't mean to cancel. They didn't intend to stop. There's a problem with their payment method. Usually this is a credit card expired or there was some other problem with the bank or connecting gateway and the payment didn't go through. So they just fall off the face of the earth and they didn't explicitly mean to cancel. The other voluntary is, of course, they meant to cancel. Either they called the customer service team, they emailed you, or they went through the self-serve cancel flow to ask to cancel. And so that one, those are, of course, mitigated differently than involuntary, but the involuntary are folks that you don't have to lose. There's ways that we can retain them and you can keep more revenue. The thing about involuntary churn is there are low-hanging fruit, right? It is folks that have fallen off the face of the earth because of payment issues. 20 to 40% of your churn could be involuntary. I've seen even higher numbers than that with folks that have been on the platform a long time that don't have retention strategies in place to mitigate that. But there's some ways that we could mitigate that automatically. We're always looking at Blocks for ways to help the platform be more efficient for you to do things automatically instead of causing more work for you and your staff. So let's talk about what that involuntary churn is, though. So every customer's credit card expires every 3 to 5 to 7 years, depending on your card. Customer might lose their card, the card gets stolen. Sometimes it is some sort of system issue. The bank rejects it because of a network error or there's insufficient funds at that moment in time. The typical baseline way Blocks works is 3 days before the subscription expires, it's going to attempt to collect payment. If Blocks doesn't get that payment and if Grace is not turned on, they get 3 tries and they're out. And you lose that subscriber and you lose their revenue. We've got some ways to help you retain those subscribers and to get that back. But first, let's talk about those churn rates. So we have a product called Premium Credit Card Management. We're going to talk about that in a second, that helps you automatically retain more subscribers by updating their cards. If you've seen previous webinars or our churn white paper or our churn webinar, then you will have already known about this product. But we are excited to share, now that it's been live for several months, what is the difference in churn between sites that have this new product and sites that don't. So sites that have Premium Credit Card Management and that automated credit card updater see an average of 3.3% monthly churn, which is great. Without Premium Credit Card Updater, it's almost twice as high. So those sites are losing almost twice as many subscribers without that automation to help retain them. So that's a really remarkable improvement in churn rate. We're going to talk more about that product a little bit later, but right now I want to move on to the automations and new audiences we have for your segmentation use in Audience Plus. So you may not have seen some of the upgrades that have been offered lately that are automatically included with Audience Plus for likely to subscribe, abandoned cart, formers, all sorts of new audiences that you can use to improve your entire customer lifecycle. So if you were an early adopter of Audience Plus, you would have already had anonymous, light readers, brand lovers, but we've added several new options for you to test and include in your overall strategy. Likely to subscribe is powered by AI, and this is simply looking at users that are likely to subscribe based on their behavior. With Audience Plus as a whole, we really like to look at that user behavior. Of course, there's lots of levers you can pull for content. You can hard lock content or you can lock certain sections, but it's really all about the user. Is that user ready to pay? Do you have a relationship with them? Is that user maybe more ready to create an account with you to sign up for a newsletter instead of paying at this time? So there's a lot that goes into this entire strategy. And so we've continued to invest time and energy into adding new segments for you. So let's look a little deeper at these. So likely to subscribe and likely to sign up are 2 AI-powered audiences that are included with your Blocks Audience Plus. These are free upgrades that we've made to the system. It requires a new rule in Audience Plus, and you could assign any paywall price or offer that you'd want to. And it's just part of your overall strategy. It's available to test for anybody that's already on Audience Plus. We've also added a couple of new ones that helps you look deeper at your entire life cycle. So abandoned cart is for those users that started to make that purchase. Maybe they clicked the button and started to fill out payment information, but they didn't complete it. So you can actually follow them around the site with an abandoned cart message, say, hey, don't forget your offer, to get them to resubscribe. You've also probably seen the former subscribers, super popular and an excellent way to recapture subscriptions that have already involuntarily or voluntarily canceled. So just an example over here on the left, a win-back offer for former subscribers. So when somebody's canceled or their subscription has lapsed, you can have a special offer just for them based on them being logged in. Blocks can dynamically see that they've been a former subscriber. This has been really, really popular and very, very effective. And it even works if you use a third-party circulation system. If their subscription has been disabled or canceled in there and they don't have any other active subscriptions, they're going to show up as a former and they can see this win-back offer as well. And then finally, one of the newer ones is subscribers in grace. Let's say you have a subscriber that's in a grace period. So they are technically expired, but still active because you've turned on grace. Maybe there's a problem with their credit card and we're in a retry phase, but for whatever reason, the card hasn't been updated or you don't have that feature turned on. You can actually give them a prompt, a dismissible prompt, to alert them that their payment method needs to be updated. This is a really, really exciting addition to Audience Plus and really starts to flesh out that entire life cycle to recapture that payment to keep that subscriber. So we just released some information on that this week and really, really excited to do more with that one. Let me give you a little example here. So you can use the new Toast template to pop up for an existing logged in subscriber and say, hey, you need to update that payment information. They click this, they go to the user dashboard and add a new card. If you have the premium credit card management product, I'm going to talk a little bit about more later, then it's a really, really easy update. They just add in their new card details. They don't have to sign up all again. It's really, really slick and seamless. So this is another way that you can recapture that lost revenue and keep that subscriber to keep more revenue, to keep your active subscriber base nice and healthy. All right, so I know we talked about a lot here. We talked about acquisition, we talked about retention, we talked about new audiences, but I want to talk a little bit more about that premium credit card updater package. So just to be clear, folks, the Toast new paywall template, the really slick new design, that's free if you're already on Audience Plus. This product I'm going to talk about is an upgrade, but it really, really pays for itself. So premium credit card management is a suite of new retention tools for you to help you save more subscribers. The biggest, most, I think, impressive piece of this is automated credit card updater. So you may have heard of this from other systems too. It will proactively reach out to the banks, to the credit cards and say, hey, does Aaron's card need an update? It will update that automatically. And then on the next retry cycle, it's going to update that card and that subscriber will never even know that they had a problem. They'll be able to continue uninterrupted and you'll be able to continue getting that revenue. So that is a huge way to impact your involuntary churn without adding more work to your staff. That's a huge one. As you could see from the graph we showed a couple of slides back, the partners with this upgrade have half the churn that that is normal for across the industry. So really, really excited about that. But it doesn't just stop there with the automated credit card updater. We also have some really great self-serve options. I'm going to show you some screenshots in a second here. So we really want to help you by making things more efficient. What can subscribers do on their own to reduce your call volume and to reduce the amount of time that your staff needs to help users? So they can update their payment with this upgrade. They can renew, they can resubscribe really easily, or even self-serve cancel. Now, I know that may sound counterintuitive when we're trying to save subscribers, but we actually have stop save options in that self-serve cancel flow to keep as many subscribers as possible. We also have some really great options in Blocks to help your customer service representatives change rates or update payment without having to sign everyone all up over again. So really, really, really efficient. And it also comes with some more advanced payment tools. So prior to this upgrade, PayFlow Pro was the only way that you could do recurring subscriptions with Block subscription. Now you can use Authorize.net, Bambora, Payway, Stripe. We have many, many options for gateways. So if you're interested in using something else like authorize.net, you can switch with Wallet really, really painlessly. We also have some advanced reporting tools in addition to what's in blocks and our fantastic data insights platform. We have deferred revenue reporting, which essentially takes every subscriber, breaks down their price and term by day, and then projects that out several months in advance for you so your finance team can see exactly how much revenue is forecasted. It's updated every day with additions or cancellations. And it's just a fantastic report to get really a really good hold on your revenue and what you expect to come in. So finance teams absolutely love this. It's an automated report that dumps out to an Excel sheet. Really great. Also comes with gift subscription purchase and redemption. A really nice flow that doesn't require you to put in your information as the gift recipient. It's really, really nice. It sends them an email to redeem it. And I know that's probably more interesting to folks in the holiday season. However, we do have Father's Day coming up, and the new subscriptions are a great fit for anybody, of course. And then finally, new payment methods as they become available from blocks. PayPal, if you want to have a PayPal button. Apple Pay is nearly finished in development. We're really excited about that, as well as Google Pay. So a lot comes with this premium credit card management. Not only does it help you save more subscribers, but it comes with a lot of other features here, as you can see. I just want to give you a quick, just a quick look at the user experiences. So you can empower users to update their payment method. So in the user dashboard, instead of having to resubscribe, they click this update payment button and they get just a really easy credit card entry form. So users can update their credit card online really easily by themselves. We also have a payment history, which is just kind of nice for users to see that. That's an upgrade that we made to the system. We also have self-serve cancel. So if you're not aware, this was released recently and it's part of this premium credit card management package. Again, it seems counterintuitive to saving subscribers, but this is really critical. Not only is it an FTC law that you need to have an easy mechanism to cancel, it can be a really a strain on resources for customer service teams to have to go through and communicate with each of these folks, and of course answer the phones and answer emails. So this is a nice way that you can automate a lot of that for users. So when you have this live, it's a really easy thing to turn on, folks. You designate some stop save offers. You enable it on each service. A cancel subscription button appears in the user dashboard, and then they're taken through a really nice flow. First, it's going to say, hey, are you sure you want to cancel because you're going to have your access is going to end on this date. If you go through that, the stop save offers that you choose will show up there to try to get the user to take another offer to save. Recommend that you do like a low monthly offer that doesn't necessarily ramp to another rate, just something stable and low cost to keep that subscriber happy and to keep them from bumping to offer. And then if they decide to go ahead and cancel, it's going to take their cancel reason and some notes there. It's going to cancel at the end of their term. So they're going to write out the rest of their term, no refunds, just like Hulu and Netflix. So we're really excited about this flow. It's really easy to set up, folks. So get a hold of us if you'd like some help with that. Comes with that premium credit card management platform. Also, really highly requested features in blocks. You may have seen these buttons on the transactions grayed out. If you get this upgrade, you can change the user's rate and add a new card really, really easily. So instead of having to restart a brand new subscription to change somebody's rate, you can switch them to a different rate within that service through this change next rate button. Really, really easy. Again, it lets them write out the rest of their term and they switch to the new rate at their next renewal date. You can also add a new card if there's a problem with their subscription or they just want to change cards. It will add the next charge. You just click this button, add the credit card details. You don't need to sign them up all over again. So really, really efficient for those customer service teams. And then the final thing I just wanted to show you is former subscribers. So you may not realize that the customer, that all of this with the premium credit card management comes with some customer-friendly features on the front end of the website as well. If you have a subscriber that decided to cancel because they just didn't want the service anymore, they're going to get your Formers offer, right? If you use the new Formers technology, and they can click the offer and actually see their saved cards for a really easy way to resubscribe. So it's going to save to their wallet a couple of clicks, and they can resubscribe and get back on track. Of course, the user must be logged in to do that. All right, so I think that's it for the slides. Aaron, what do we got for questions?
Well, if you do have a question, right now is a great time to put it into the Q&A or the chat box. We're monitoring both of those. One question regarding the AI audience features, that sounds really powerful. Can you expand a little bit more on how those work?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we use an integrated CDP to help us identify these audiences. And we use a number of different factors to say this user looks like a user that's subscribed. This user looks like somebody that's going to subscribe based on their behavior. That may be in part the number of articles they viewed or how long they've been on the site. It's a number of different factors, and they're put into this bucket in kind of a percentage. So let's say this person's 80% likely to subscribe based on their behavior. We can serve them that wall and the offer that you choose. And it's sort of just a more, it's like a souped up version of the brand lovers, because we know these folks are loyal and interested. It's just got a little more oomph behind it.
Okay, and you mentioned that the Toast paywall, the new Toast is very easy to get up and running with.
Yeah.
Is that something you can do yourself? Do you call customer support? How do you turn that on?
Oh, great question. You absolutely can do it yourself if you have access to design blocks. It's a customization switch on your site. It is literally a couple of checkboxes to switch. We have a really nice help document on the site. But of course, if you need help, you can reach out to customer service anytime. They'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction.
Okay. A question, how does premium credit card management relate to wallet?
Oh, same thing.
Same thing. Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Wallet is the easier way to say it because there's a lot of syllables in premium credit card management.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just our affectionate term.
Yeah, so it looks like those are the questions that have come in so far. Please feel free, as we're wrapping up, if you have a question, to enter it in the chat box or the Q&A box. But I'm going to take that to mean that, Bridget, you've done a fabulous job. It's been a very thorough overview of the new features and how we can reduce churn. So that's awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Do you want to advance to the final slide there? If you have any questions about anything we have discussed, you can find more information on blocksdigital.com. As always, please follow us on LinkedIn. That's one of the absolute best ways to keep in touch with us, to hear what's new, coming soon, etc. Please follow us. Reach out to customer support, client services for any help with anything that we've discussed on this video via 800-293-9576. Sorry about that. Or support.blocksdigital.com. And if you haven't visited our new Blocks University website, please check that out. It's at university.blocksdigital.com. We're posting an awful lot of really cool training videos and in-depth discussions of some of the products and features that Block CMS and our whole suite offers. So check out university.blocksdigital.com. We've soft launched it. There's going to be more coming out on that in the very near future. Please visit that. A new question did come in.
Great.
We just moved to Block CMS and Audience Plus. Can we connect with expired subscribers from a WooCommerce list?
WooCommerce. I'm not familiar with that one, but if you'd like to put in a ticket,
Yep.
we'd be more than happy to get to the details on that.
Yeah, we can help you out with that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, dig in. Okay. Thank you, Bridget. Really appreciate this overview, and thanks to everyone who joined. Look out for more webinars in the very near future. Thank you very much.